What was your toughest valley? That was your toughest valley, ne? 2020.
Guys.
And also that went on for a couple years.
What do you mean couple years? 4 years. The crazy thing though was hearing someone tell the judge that it must have been his dark aura. That's how the case ended, bruh.
That sounded as crazy as ever when I heard him say that on...
Yeah.
She's like, wait.
Through the judge,
Huh?
white Afrikaner woman was told that, and she was so pissed off, that woman. Because I think if I had anger, I could have been that woman who was hopping on podcasts. Yeah, nimzwilu namanga.
Yeah.
Or yeah, you know.
Did you at any point feel like Mo shouldn't be doing the podcast?
At some point, this thing is going to throw you deep into depression, you know, because it's a lot. It's a lot, you know.
You can only imagine.
Especially if one thing that people don't understand is when it happens in the public eye.
Okay, never mind. It's crazy that the answers nobody had I found when searching for myself. Let's toast to victory. Pick up your glass, show me love for once. Let's toast to victory. Welcome to Choppin It with Bhuda T. I am the Lord of the entire, the Lord of the every, the Lord of all love and all love. Abangazga, no love. You feel me? The Lord of the babies, Lord of the light-skinned baby daddies. Feel me? Lord of the legs out, guns out. Summertime, we outside. Lord of the best head game outside. People spot me with it. Shade game is the verdict, even when I don't got it on me. Hear me, the Lord boys in. And with me today, outside of my black label, what is this? The gold label. Apart from that, with me, I do have the legendary...
Oh my goodness, are we there?
MOME, ladies and gentlemen!
When did we get there?
That's scary.
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for having me, Zinga.
Thank you for coming.
That was scary. Damn.
What legendary.
Damn.
Makes you twitch.
Mm.
And for some reason, I can feel that off your aura. Like, you feel like the type that doesn't want to be called those types of things. Why? You don't deserve it. Firstly, how are you? Before I get into your brain and into your psyche, how are you? Like today, at this very moment.
I'm blessed. I'm happy. I feel great.
Fire.
I'm good, man. I'm very aligned, I can say.
It feels that way. Something about you, it feels like that.
I'm very aligned.
Yeah.
Spiritually, mentally, you can put them together.
You'd hope you can put them all together at some point. Because I think that's the fight.
It takes time. It takes time.
I can imagine.
But once you remember, it's not something that you can fix overnight or over years. But you learn, like healing. It's like you learn to live away from certain things so you can remain, just for your healing. So it's not something you can say, I'm healed. No. It's just being able to... It
keeps going.
It keeps going.
That's fire that you say that, because there was a tweet I think I responded to about walking out of depression, like getting out of depression. And somebody responded to that and was like, I don't think you ever really get out of depression. You just learn how to manage it.
Do people... does that platform still exist?
What? Depression?
Twitter.
Oh, you don't frequent those streets?
Not at all.
When last were you on there? It is a dirty place to be in. So I feel you.
I think it was the first season of Krim Katal.
What?
And can I tell you why? I actually left it.
What? That's a
Yeah.
very long time ago.
I even I wish I remembered the date, but I don't. But it was sometime then. I typed. Remember before there was spell check thing on Twitter to fix your thing. Yeah. So I typed something and I was saying something about wasting my time, right? Then instead of writing, WASTE, then I wrote waste, right? Then it didn't even take 3 minutes. An old woman responded and said, go tell your parents they've wasted so much of their money for you to come and write, And then I was like, I went on their profile and I was like, mama mdala kanje. Mina nje ngizengiphikisane nawe. Ngabe vele wathi mdala uyibhale wrong yazi ilungise. Something like that.
If necessary.
For me then, I just felt like I don't want to be in that space.
Yeah.
And since
Which
then,
also
I've
is
never.
such a personal way to respond to just the wrong spelling or miswording. It's like,
what if I never even had parents?
To my parents.
What if I, I didn't
career.
have parents at that time. My parents had died or something, But anyway, things like that, man.
It is a dirty place. And my mom is always shouting at me. She's like, I'm a celebrity. One guy hamba it's I pull him out there. And I'm like, I'm not a celebrity.
It's toxic.
It's very.
The sad thing about it is that you hear now when you're saying I'm not a celebrity. I've never thought or seen myself as a celebrity. And I admire just living my life, So you can go with that mentality on that platform, but they will still drag you into things.
Facts,
I haven't been on that platform for those years. It's probably over 16 years, if not. But my name has always been there, and I don't understand why.
That sounds like such an amazing detox. Like your life is definitely better than a lot of ours.
I can't say better, but I'm in a peaceful space. I don't bother people. Nobody bothers me. And I feel like sometimes we need to choose where we want to place ourselves. In terms of especially these platforms, and check how good or bad you are with handling it. Because at first, if I was to say, I'll do Twitter for work or whatever, people's excuses, but most of the time, you are on Twitter to say stuff, right? And you exchanging conversations with people that you barely even know,
Strangers.
Right? Some are rude, some are that, whatever, So for me, there is nothing like that makes me feel like I'm missing anything from not being part of that community. But I do know that I'm saving my mind, body, and soul a lot.
Which is a fact, you are. You definitely are. And so when do you get there as a person to just feel like, because I doubt that's the only thing you exercise that mentality with. I'm sure you do it in other spaces in your life, no? Not so much, it seems. I'm reading your face.
Yeah, how do you get there, right? It's so crazy because it took Mo quite some time to understand me when I was telling him to not to be part of that community, Took years and years and years. And I had left it,
Yeah.
But also, I think for me, personally, number one, when I left it those years, and I was still that young, I mean, that was 16 years ago.
That's very young.
Because I kiratulwana, and I don't like to fight, So if I put myself in that platform at the same time as I was trying to say that, at the same time I'm saying it's work, What type of work do you go to every morning where you have to get someone throwing nonsense at you?
Yeah.
Every day you have to be present. Sorry. You have to be present.
But
you're always ducking and diving, And I've always believed that we become what we eat, read,
what we consume.
We become that.
However, it is the
it
method
doesn't
of
matter.
consumption.
It's like if you're eating rotten food, you know something's gonna happen to your body. So if you like I always say, I choose love for myself, healing for my mind, and stillness for my soul.
Sheesh.
And that's just how I live by. So I don't go to places that I don't feel that this thing of me, my belief will work.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
If I'm here, then if it's gonna bother me on any level, I'm not gonna be there.
No, I'm not.
And always have maneuvered that way? Or you had a time where you did indulge a bit in the smoke?
I think the come up is always exciting. It's always exciting, and you always have a lot of people around you. And
it's very loud.
It's coming when you're coming up. Like everything is crazy, and you will have a lot of people around you, and no time for you to actually understand who's in your corner or who's with you. Because they're all present, but some they're in the circle, but they're not with you. But there are those...
They're present, but they're not with you.
No, they're present in your space, but they're not with you.
They're not with you,
Yeah. So when I... during that whole come up, whatever, I think that was my learning point because I confused the job and the relationships. I think the messed up thing with the industry is that when you just grow in it, you think the people you are growing in it with, they
they love you.
They love you. They're your family.
They do say though as well. So and you can
watch how they say it. Though.
But you can sort of give grace to the misleading if they say it out of their own mouths. Because for me, I feel like that was the one thing I had never been around. Because I hear you and you're completely right about that time in your life. But I personally had never been around people who would say they love you and they actually don't. So I believe them. Or were you aware that people may say this and not mean it? Did you have that discernment then?
No. No. I think then, because I think I was 23, 20...
You're young.
22, 23. I think then it was... And also Joburg, man. When you come to Joburg and you make a lot of friends.
I'm telling you.
And now because home is not close, you don't know... you don't know if things happen to you tomorrow, you go to your friend's house or something like that, So you just end up being friends with people. So I think, okay, let me say, like I was saying, they come up, you don't have time for discernment, Baba. You understand?
Active.
It's, so you don't have time to, as long as you see these people around you, like I'm saying,
it's a good time.
You believe that, you know what, we are all good, And the certain ones that you know that, no, okay, I know we're good. I don't even have to question it, But honestly speaking, especially at that age, there's no time for discernment. But now it's time to learn, I think.
And life teaches you in reality. You learn from experience. Yeah.
Exactly.
So how did you figure out that, these people are not really... How did you figure that out? What was the harsh reality?
Fame is something else, bro.
Fame
is something else. And if you are growing and living around with your peers, around, that 22, 23, nyana, and you all have different dreams, and everybody is trying to work towards their dreams, right? Sorry. Then with time, when everyone's now reaching,
when the dreams start coming true.
Yeah, when it starts coming true.
Yeah.
It's like now the rest of everything that was genuinely built, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the friendships before fame, like they just naturally genuine, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Then when the things start popping like that, then you realize, oh, okay, shit.
Yeah.
It was not about what I thought it was about. It was actually about this shit.
It was about coming here.
It was about coming here, you know? And hence I'm saying, having people around you and having people in your corner, you know? And the minute now everybody's getting the piece of the cake and they doing their thing, and then you're like, but I've been in this game, but I still love y'all. So I don't understand why are things changing. Because you understand, like, there's a season for everything. But I'm a believer that when it comes to relationships, friendships, that's the one thing that people don't understand. There's a season of peak. There's a season of picking up the pieces. There's a season of restructuring whatever, you know? So there's a season for everything. So there'll be a season to cry, a season to be happy, you know, a season to be all that, you know? And in a perfect world for me, I wish that even relationships, friendships could remain like that.
You wish that people would understand it.
Let's say, for example, let me say you and KO are not friends anymore, like, or whatever. Yeah. Or you like the side friends, you know, he calls you when shit is going down, but when he's happy with his friends, he doesn't even call you,
you
type
just
of
see
thing.
it on the gram.
Then you're like, oh, nigga. Oh, sakali manje. So how? Okay, you know? In a perfect world, I would wish for something like that. I think a lot of people would be emotionally, mentally healthy.
So what you're saying is, if people understood it, then they would manage their friendships better?
Better. But now it's also very difficult. What I've learned is that with fame, it's very difficult, you know? It's very, very difficult. Because, as I'm saying, when you grow into it as a great friendship that you have, you know, and things start popping, whatever, then as things are popping, remember you have a friendship, not that I'm your competitor. I don't compete. I think the thing with me, I don't compete with nobody.
And so...
I don't even compete. Like, I don't compete with nobody.
That may make you assume that the other people are not competing as well. But you learn that...
It made me believe that they're not competing. Until one time I called my nigga, I'm like, yo, back then there was an alcohol brand situation. And me and other people were chosen, whatever, to be part of it. But I was like not sure with the check and I was not sure with the deal, you know? Then how I call up and I'm like, yo, what's happening here, you know? And the advice that I got was literally for me to just turn back this whole thing and not do it, you know? Then I was like, how? Took a month later, then I'm seeing all the work out there. I'm like, okay, that's strange. I never thought we were competing. And there's a reason why, even though we're friends, we were chosen together to do this thing, you know? And for me, I was just like, that's fucked up.
So wait, did you take the advice?
Damn, I did.
You did? So...
Because I thought it comes from a genuine place.
So you went to the brand and said, guys, actually, you're wasting my time. I'm not doing this.
Not even. At the time, I even sent my agent. Even me and my agent, though, we looked at it. I still don't feel bad because, dude, I've done campaigns, I've done billboards, I've done, you know, I know my worth, you know. But then I've learned that why also the worth in the industry is a problem is that our other people will take less than what they know the real value of you as a product is, you know. And then I just didn't feel bad, but I felt sad for him because I was like, I thought we bros.
So you ended up seeing him on the same campaign?
Yeah. And then I was like,
oh shit,
okay.
you told me.
But this is not, but I was like, you know what, bros, let's leave it. It's cool. Also, it was a lesson, even though it was a hard one. It's so hard to learn something from, bruh, Wu-Tang Clan. What is it?
Wu-Tang Clan, yeah.
Yes, like, you want to roll with people like that, and let people grow,
Yeah.
But, keep the community tidy, because one thing I've learned is like,
that's fire.
keep the community tidy, bruh, because we were out in the streets, we were building this thing, and we were doing it with passion at a point where there was no money.
Before the money comes in.
Before the money comes in, and now when the money starts coming in, things change. That's the one thing I've learned. That is the one thing I've learned.
Yeah, all the time.
That's the one thing I've learned.
Let me play devil's advocate a bit.
Please don't ask me who it was and what.
No, I'm not interested.
Okay.
I can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay.
So, is it not fair, or is it fair maybe that, because of course you spoke about, okay, then we get people start getting a piece of the pie or the cake, whatever it is you like.
Yeah, whatever it is that we are chasing. Everybody wants to be number one. I'm still wondering what happens. How do you get there, be number one, then what happens? I don't know.
But obviously when people start getting this piece, we do not all get the same size piece.
Never. It can never be. That's another thing. It can never.
Which leads me to where I'm going.
Yeah.
So, do you, when you assess how certain people acted and behaved in that circumstance, do you take that into account?
That the pieces will never be the same.
The piece, how much of a piece the person who was acting any kind of way got? Like the people who stayed the same maybe, and the people who may have changed, maybe had gotten a bigger piece now. Do you take that into account? And do you think it plays a role?
The thing is, remember this piece that we're talking about is the piece of the industry, right?
Yeah.
So the thing that I'm trying to emphasize is that strengthen your relationships more than this.
More than the industry.
Strengthen your relationships more than this, because let's say it's a 15, we are like 20.
Yeah.
We grow up, we're doing this thing, whatever. And everybody is moving and doing their thing, right? So you get the big piece of the pie or the smallest piece of the pie or whatever.
Yeah.
At the end is that somehow, somewhere, you're going to need those people.
Yeah, this is a fact.
You understand?
Yes.
So that number one that we want, I want to, you know how I want to explain it? That it does not fulfill the mind, body, and soul.
Facts.
It does not.
I agree.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Wholeheartedly.
So I go back and I say, it doesn't matter how big or small my other friend, my other nigga can get it. For me, it doesn't affect, like, you understand? It doesn't, it doesn't, as long as you know that I'm your friend, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Until me and you say we are no longer friends. But I don't want you now to be falling into this thing and thinking I'm competing with you. That's the biggest mistake, because some of us, we know this thing and we are scared to have it maybe the way you want it. You
actually shy away from the thing. Yeah.
Dude, do you get what I'm saying? Then I find it so ridiculous, because I'm like, dog, I love you as my friend, and it is thing that we are...
This thing we're doing here actually is not worth
no. Especially if you started 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, how many peaks have you had? How many downs have you had?
Yeah. But now, which fair. But let's take it to now at entry, because you were talking at a time where we are kids, we're coming in early 20s.
Yes.
So you are also talking about very young people.
Yeah.
Your perspective now is, I'm sure, from also a lot of work you did in retrospect, looking at your life.
Yes.
But now, in the moment, it's like, sometimes you look at, I got the bigger piece, and then you start, moving. I see that happen, and I'm saying that because I feel like I've seen that so many times. I think
That's
that's
why
a
I'm talking
natural
about
human
it.
reaction. Like people
Do you
get
think
certain
so?
things. Yeah, people get certain things and
Then
start.
why didn't Casper leave couple?
He's a real nigga. He's a real
So
nigga.
why can't niggas just be real?
But there's few. They not. It's like being aware or woke is not
Then I'm too
everyone's
woke, yeah.
thing.
I'm too woke then.
Have you always been?
I've always been woke, bro.
Since a kid?
Mina, like, I can tell you memories that I have from when, I don't want people thinking I'm Nota now. I remember my grade 1. I remember, like, memories from when I was 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Cook,
when I was
cook. If
4.
that's what you cook, cook that.
Yeah,
Let's see what.
Yeah. I still remember, like, bruh, like, I've got a very gifted memory, you know? And I've seen, like, from all the stages, I can tell you, like, from different stages of my life. So at this stage right now, the reason why I'm talking about this, it's because I believe that I'm a 2000, they will learn from us. You know? We fumbled many bags because me and my bros are not, you know?
Big bags.
Big bags.
Super big bags.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And things like that, for me, it's like, why?
What
Why?
were we doing? Yeah.
Why? You know, because in the beginning, we were so real, you know? So, hence I'm saying, like, this fame thing and you know, in relationships.
It comes with a lot of
you know?
strange things.
And it's things that we don't even want to talk about. I like talking about uncomfortable conversations.
People usually just want to walk away and like not even look at the thing. Like, it's like, wait, guys, but
like, is it normal?
Let's address that thing.
Yeah,
that
let's talk
there,
about it. Like why? You know, why?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how big. You know, you remember? Have you watched this movie, Paid in Full?
Yeah.
You remember
classic.
Mitch? Yeah. Mitch. When who worked at the dry clean?
It was.
Was it Mitch?
No,
Mitch is the one who went to jail.
Mitch is Cameron, eh?
Yeah.
Mitch is the snitch, right? No, he's not the snitch,
No,
but he's the horrible friend.
Yeah, and then there's the dry cleaner, right?
Yeah.
And the dry cleaner is the friend, right? But the dry cleaner was the smart one, right?
Yeah,
Mitch was the guy who liked being seen, you know, who basically the star, you know?
Star, yeah.
But this guy who works at the dry clean,
and
the way he
want
hustles,
that life for the most part.
Yeah, and
also.
the way he hustles, whenever he gets money, he gives this Mitch guy.
Yeah.
And says, you know what, because that's my nigga. That's how he is. He's the guy that likes to shine, you know? Goes to jail, comes out of jail. When he comes out of jail, who picks him up again? The dry cleaner.
Yeah.
And he's still not
Is this guy,
flashy. That's my guy. You know what I'm
and
saying?
he brings him back up also.
And brings him back up.
Yo, I know it's hard right now. Actually, hold this. Get back on your shit.
He gets back on his shit. Guy. He sees him rolling through. He bought him the red car, whatever situation.
Yeah.
He sees him rolling the street. He's happy to see him. He's like, that's my dude.
That's his friend. Yeah.
That's my friend. Anybody done that for you? Or I'll find you one.
Yeah. No, I've had my falling time, and also, so even when you speak on that, I also did experience I thought these were my people, and then they go pew.
Fast.
Yeah, like it's almost overnight. Also, it's like, which is why it shocks the system.
Yeah,
like, what?
And you won't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, it actually makes you a bit dizzy. Like, psychologically, you like... Because for me, I remember that time, and it was so strange. It took me a while to figure it out.
Oh,
it's like,
snap.
Wait, what is actually happening here?
And then you
is
must
it
go back
me
to the
or
come up.
is it-
You must
or-
go back to the come up and check the come up.
And you see that one. That
There's
one
no
is the one
discernment
where
time there.
that's why the humility now
Yeah.
you have to eat it on a daily, like that humble
Yeah.
pie. Cause like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And now this time, cause the first time I ate it was all of you.
Yes,
This time it's
yes,
just you. Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes,
sheesh. That journey is
Mm-hmm.
not a game. So you didn't tell me when that was for you, because okay, you
Yes, God,
gave me a picture.
I've had my. I think also because I've worked in different parts of the industry, I've had like different associations, acquaintances and all that stuff from different parts of the industry. But
And you've had different highs and lows.
and I've had my different highs and lows, But I think
What do they call them? Peaks and valleys. Yeah.
the one that was the real one was. I'm trying to think.
You're
which
skipping
one
some
specific-
things that
I'm
are
trying
coming
to think.
mind.
There's a lot.
Things you're saying.
I need to put it nicely, because I think because
I
I
can
know
see
the
you
public
paging
knows.
through there.
No, because I just know that the public knows almost, all of my
Okay, so
lows
let's
and my
get to
highs.
it then.
So
Pick one and let's get into.
obviously, it was the 2020 situation, right? And
What does
the
that
crazy
mean?
thing-
This is husband getting into
Yeah.
and things go.
Yeah.
Like life takes a whole
that
knock.
one taught me something. It taught me that ungathi umuntu uyamazi uthi uyambona sometimes.
Well, you say that again. Woo-wee, that's crazy. Yes, sis, that's crazy.
Like,
Ungathi umuntu uyamazi uthi uyambona.
especially if you're not married to them, bruh,
Yo, that's crazy.
Because I thought I knew people. I thought I was,
You thought you were safe.
That's the crazy thing, actually.
Because you feel safe.
Because I always felt safe. I always felt safe. That thing dislocated things inside me mentally to my toes, if that makes sense. But that's how I felt about it.
Yeah.
And then I said to myself,
Sheesh.
I think the next step I will fall down. You understand? And then something in me just said, you gotta take your family and leave. And I said, it's better to choose healing. And that's what helped me mentally, emotionally to navigate through, and all the years, so that I don't lose myself, because my kids will lose me, my husband will lose me, then it's over. It's over.
Yeah, then it crashes. A lot of my respect for you as a person comes from that. Like, in my own assessment, from afar, obviously, I don't know much, but we can all only imagine.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
But you held it with so much grace, and it's
So,
like, yes, sis, how are you doing that?
When I go through storms, I go silent, because I don't like listening to the outside. I prefer my inner voice, my mind. Like I said, love to self, healing to the mind.
Which is so hard though at that point, because then it's so loud. Like the volume is on max.
The thing about it for me, actually. And another thing, I think at that point in time, I would not even have did a post to say, people, please leave me alone and wait for the law to take its course, because now I was being attacked also, being ordered to leave, being
you're being told how to respond.
Yeah, being told what to do. I go on these people's profile and I'm like, damn it, is there anybody around you who even takes your advice? But you trying to advise me, you trying to advise me, but you don't look like somebody, there's anyone who takes advice from you.
Anybody
you don't
listens
strike me as that person. I'm sorry.
Hilarious, yeah.
And at that time, I guess also because I'm a meditator, I meditate a lot.
Had been already or had to start then?
No. I've always been a meditator. I've always been a meditator. And it gets very, you know what, it's actually, it helps a lot with mind and soul. A
with
lot.
the psyche, yeah.
A lot, you know. So I don't, how do I'm not that person. If you tell me something now, I won't.
You don't move immediately
I'm
off
not
of,
like that.
You wait for your own voice?
Dude,
That's
like,
fire.
I'm not like that.
And that takes a lot of composure. As a skill and characteristic. It's like, because that's, and also as powerful as words are, like words create. So sometimes when people throw them at you, I get why it's hard for a lot of people not to react to words, because words have power. So it's like that skill is a
I can
very
even
power.
like, especially on my Instagram, I do respond to people. Like, I do respond to comments. I do. I'm not on Twitter, obviously, but I do respond. You know, and if you have nonsense to say, I will ask you a question, but I will not fight with you.
You don't engage in the violence. You just.
If you come for me, I will give you a reason not to come for me again, and that's it. But I'm not that person that goes out of her way to
have a far clap back or like.
I'm not a cloud chaser. I can't deal with clouds.
You don't engage in.
I don't.
What was your toughest valley? That was your toughest valley, ne? 2020.
Guys.
And also that went on for a couple years.
Why do you mean couple years? 4 years. Every day.
So that's like
a
hold
God is
your
so
breath
great. My whole
thing.
family is still alive. My whole family is still alive. My children are alive, you know? Things that I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Apart from,
Yeah.
you know, all the losses and rebuilding, you know? And looking at what could have been. I'm not there. Like, I'm one person, I never cry over spilled milk at all. Like, I'm not there. I don't have anger. Because I think if I had anger, I could have been that woman who was hopping on podcasts. Yeah, nimzwilu namanga.
Yeah.
Or yeah, you know.
Did you at any point feel like Mo shouldn't be doing the podcast when you were sitting at the crib watching him? Do you feel like, I actually wish you wouldn't do this?
No, that's why he didn't tell me, because he knows I wouldn't.
Oh, he wouldn't tell you. He wouldn't tell you. So you just. Is he telling you when he comes back, or are you just catching the episode?
Which one? The fresh one, right? That's the one we're talking about. Which one are we talking about?
So there was the MacG.
Oh, MacG, I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You were sitting at the back, because they referenced you a couple times. So
but even going there, I was like,
we shouldn't be doing this.
Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this? You know, but then I looked at his eyes and I could see he had so much pain. He needed to let it go. And I said, it's fine, I'll come, I'll support you. But just know that I said, I'm not sure, you know?
Bad idea.
Yeah.
Were
and then
you there when
the fresh one, I was not
shut
there.
the fuck up at the back, please?
No, the Showmax one. The Showmax one, no.
Which is probably why he went that far in.
No, but you know what I think? I think at that point, you know what? Because I've spent all these years with him, and I've seen, like the person who said to you, depression doesn't leave you, but you go in and out of it. So I've seen, you know, and there was a point where I was like to him, if you don't go to therapy, I'm the one who books the therapist, right? And I asked, did you go to therapy? You know, and I said to him, understand one thing. If you don't go to therapy, at some point, this thing is going to throw you deep into depression, you know, because it's a lot. It's a lot, you know.
You can only imagine.
Especially if one thing that people don't understand is when it happens in the public eye. And that's one of the reasons why we just had to leave, you know, and like we'd be at Spar trying to buy stuff, women looking at me like, what sympathy, whatever they call it, you know. And it was getting like, it was really, really, really hectic. It was so hectic. Because even the ones that didn't know, the ones that didn't believe now don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So they have to make their move also. They have to either stay close or move away.
You understand?
And everybody wants to be safe because everybody is afraid of social media.
You understand? So basically, you're meant to be alone now. It's just you and your family. That's it.
Alienation.
You understand? So it was like, for me, I was like, you know what? The best thing here, I said to him, it's going to take at least 5 years for... I give the case 5 years. When I told him, he couldn't believe me. And I said, prepare yourself.
And of course, for him, he wants it to finish it now.
Of course.
Let's go to court now. Let's close this so we can get back to...
Of course. You know? And the crazy thing, though, was hearing someone tell the judge that it must have been his dark aura. That's how the case ended, bruh.
That sounded as crazy as ever when I heard him say that on... Just like, wait.
Through the judge, white Afrikaner woman was told that, and she was so pissed off, that woman.
So that vele was said in court?
Yes.
So it's no
by
longer
the person
him
who was
now,
supported by the whole world against. That's what was said by the person.
I can't imagine what that must feel like. You're sitting in there, like, that's why we're here.
No, I was not. I didn't go to the trial.
No, you stayed away from court?
Dude, like, you know, me being out there, it was now changing the narrative. You know, in terms of me, myself. Now my brand is being attacked. I'm being attacked. You know, it's now moving from what the issue is. Now feminists are coming for me. Now it's about me, you know, and I mean, like, I've got a business and I'm not trying to be involved in such things and people's assumptions.
Those are tough decisions.
You know? And that's when I wrote a post and I was said, please stop attacking me. I shall do what I believe is right. Do we not wait for the law? Do we not? Since when do we go above the law? You know? And for me, it was like, it was just crazy, eh?
That's crazy because as you're explaining this, I'm realizing, you actually lived a high-profile case in real life. Because it's like, even when you watch like true crime channels and all that, and they talk about a high-profile case, like then they will, you know, dissect what the narrative was about the wife for either being there or not being there, and how the media and the public received it and what the backlash was. So
because I also think if it was just a normal couple and even if as the wife I have my business but I'm not public, it could have just gone like that. But now it's public, that every single move I make is now news, you know, and
it's like,
I'm in wellness. I'm trying to be well. Like, stop it, you know?
It's like, is she happy in court? Is she unhappy?
You know?
Now they reading your body language. It's
no,
like...
I never went. I was only with normally at the lawyers' offices and stuff, and we had to get an advocate in Cape Town, you know, so I was just in between communications, you know, and making sure that he stays mentally well, because one thing that people don't understand is that this thing it dislocates a man so bad.
No, it definitely did him dirty.
It dislocates, like, to a point where, like, sometimes he would even be scared, like, you know, like, if he's in a room and there's maybe a woman just comes in, like, he would be so scared.
Like, have a...
Yeah, like, you know?
Sheesh.
So it was, hence I was, like, on the therapy like that, you know, because he was not going to be able to come out of it. He wasn't. He was not going to be able to come out of it. And you know, like, when men feel that way, like, you know, like, where they have no power for themselves, they can't even... It's even worse because now it's like he was in jail, but in life.
In real life.
Because he can't say anything. He can't say anything.
Shit.
You know?
And this is all happening at the peak of cancel culture also. Like, you guys caught cancel culture at its hottest. Like, this is when...
Yes, I was wondering, so October, what happened in August? Because there's always a guy who did something in August. I didn't hear anything.
No, cancel culture has it's died down a bit.
Ow.
It's not as crazy as it was at that time.
Wow.
Which is why I'm even saying that. It's like,
are people getting off
that
Twitter?
happened to y'all? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I think just the idea of cancel culture has just been proven to not be as healthy as it was painted out to be.
No, it's. I think when MTN decided to give people free data or something like that, then it got out of hand.
It made everything crazy.
It just made everything crazy.
Another thing I respect about, obviously, your position in everything that's happening is, as hard as it was for you, you had to find it in you to put aside yourself and your own pain and keep this man alive.
And his children.
And the family.
Yeah,
and the kids and the household. And to
but
keep
me,
that running.
because I'm very woke, like I was telling you. I knew that I need to take care, because I knew what that nonsense, I knew what was happening. I knew very well what was happening.
Yeah.
I knew very well what was happening from the get-go when I had that shit. I knew, you know? And luckily enough, I had already set up a lot for my family, you know? So that's why we're still alive, you know? So I think at that point, Mo felt like, I can rather just take my life and go, because you know? And I had to be the daily reason of why not to give up, you know? And why to hold on, like, we will, for him to get his representation, whatever, you know, like the whole court. The longer it goes, the more money you need, you know? And just him on a daily now, you need to be getting the therapy as well in there, you know? And just seeing him like giving
and
up.
he can't work also
Locked.
right now.
Yeah, locked. And he was like...
So he can't even help himself.
No.
And for a man, that's like the worst way
That's
to
the
feel.
thing. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. Trust me, I understand.
Like a
it.
man, like defeat is the most painful thing to a man. Like if you put a man on his knees, you've killed him. And you had to get him back on his feet and remind him every day, hey, don't die there. I'm watching you.
Like, dude,
get up.
You can do anything, but just don't die. Even when he had a breakdown, I was like, it's fine, you ridiculed yourself, but I'm happy that you're not dead. So what you need to know is that we go through pain, but trust me, it will end. It's not forever.
That's funny because I was on the gram, and there's this parody a skit that they put together of like, they did a women with flu and then men with flu. Like the woman has flu and she's walking around with a tissue, she's coughing, but she's taking out the trash.
Yeah, the man is
cleaning up in the kitchen and the man is in bed. Like when he has flu and like...
the whole house must fall apart.
Yeah, so it's like, yo... And which is why I'm like, yo, when I assessed it, because I also have a lady that I've been with for a very long time, and she also saw me through the mud and got me back on my feet and helped me find myself again and stand back out and come back outside to the world and all of that. And it's like, yo, watching that, you realize, yo, women are very strong individuals. Because they'll carry the pain and the household, and the household has to run.
And you must make sure your kids don't see you break down. My kids have never seen me break down from till the end of that whole situation, ever.
So where do you break down?
Where
do you go and hide?
No, you know what I do? Because I meditate a lot. I wake up early. And I'd wake up early in the morning. But at the time, at the farm. So I'd wake up early in the morning, go outside, do my meditation and prayer. So they just see me as calm throughout. Like I just stay calm, and make sure that they're good, and find little things that make me happy. Reading makes me happy. I do those if I'm not working on company stuff. I do little things that make me happy.
What do you read genre-wise for it to make you happy?
You know what? I read stories on entrepreneurs,
So
business-wise.
learning makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Fire.
It
That's
does.
dope.
It does.
Yeah.
Learning
Building
how
yourself
they
makes you happy.
It makes me happy.
You were saying, so what else?
Like, okay, here and there, I was busy reading The Empire State, the Jay-Z book, but written by somebody else.
Yeah. Was it good?
Semi, not great. That's why I'm not even halfway through, but it's something that I'm on now. Just for now, I just want to see how this empire, from that guy's opinion or wherever he got the story from. Yeah, man. And other than that, I'm always reading up and researching on wellness, like purely just wellness. Like,
so would you say the wellness saved you?
So much, my brother.
Nah?
I think if I didn't understand wellness, I was not going to be able to spend years at the farm and basically not do anything and just be around the wilderness. And it's just me healing my mind, healing my soul, And I realized when coming back to the city that actually, maybe that situation, when it happened, it was not that bad. God knew that me and Mo won't die, right?
Yes.
He knew that we won't die, but I feel like he was trying to take us out and reshape us in a way. That's how I see it, because even now, and also like spending all these years, so many years in the wilderness, and right now, I know and I can see what it did for me.
What
and
you
how
were going
I
to
healed.
go fetch there at the wilderness. Yeah.
Exactly.
What you needed for what was coming.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that. It's really that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I missed out on anything. But I'm grateful because I wake up with the same energy every day, bruh.
Which is a beautiful thing to
Dude,
achieve, yes.
I wake up with the same energy every day.
And you wake up the same person every day.
I wake up the same person every day. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
You don't have to try and find yourself.
No.
Look for yourself.
I found myself in the wilderness and I made peace with me, and I'm just like, I'm on, I don't know what mode, but I'm just moving. And I figured also things that make me ill, I cut them out. Situations that make me ill, surroundings, even being in Jersey, I probably don't even go to the same places that I used to go to before. It's like everything has just changed, and I like it. It's been healthy.
You like the new...
Yeah, I like it.
When you guys went to the farm, were you looking for that or did you just happen to bump into that?
We had spent 3 years looking around the same area because...
No, not the farm, but I mean the
healing.
Yeah, the healing. Were you looking for the healing?
I'm telling you that when that situation happened, there was one option. Live in Joburg, die of depression, or go find healing. Go, you understand? I mean, if... I think if we were to say, what year was it? 2020, whatever, like 5 years ago. Yeah. Maybe if 5 years ago somebody was to come to me and say, you only have 3 minutes, what are you gonna do now? You know, after that whole tweet thing and the noise started,
and then,
what are you gonna do now? You know, so within that year, it was May, June. So within that year, the last next month of 2020, I could feel it. And I could see my husband, and I'm like, you are going to fall into depression. I can see this.
We're going down here.
I said, God, now something has to happen. You understand? And I'm like, we're going to try everything, but I promise you healing is what's needed.
That's another thing. A prayerful woman, guys. If anything, find that.
I'm telling you, I was just like, God,
You'll
please.
Be straight. You'll make it through anything.
Even if it means we come back after 10 years or whatever, but I think
just
now,
let us get through.
Please let us get through. So it was intentional, you know, and I remember sitting with Mo and I'm like, I know we said we'll move to the farm when we're 50, but I think right now,
let's go right now.
It's important that we leave, you know? Immediately, because the longer we stay, the more you experience, the more depressed you become, the more, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get worse. That's when we started looking, you know. Though in 2019 we had already looked, but we had not found the gem. The other ones that we saw were not, you know. Then the year went by, just before the end of the year. Then I was like, dude, January comes, we're out. So now we're going to sell this house. Something is like, no, don't sell this house. We don't know what's going to happen, you know. Maybe we'll come back when things are okay, when we feel better, when you feel okay. But for now, let's do what you have to do. You know, maybe we'll come back to the city when we feel better. And then we left. And I promise you, like, we had to adapt living that lifestyle. But I also think that's the easiest way of life, actually. You can live so peacefully.
You guys let me come to the farm on the first episode. People who have been on this channel for a long time, they know that episode is on there. Go watch it. Classic also. Had a great time. When I got there, because I also, and by I mean we, me and my lady, we also have 50-year-olds live at the farm dreams. So even when I got there, like I called, I was like, oh babe, like, oh, they living our life here, these guys, and I'm describing the farm. I'm like, so that's, and you went there and tasted.
And the crazy thing about it is this, ne? I don't know if it's either you born there or when you are born there, you grow up in that lifestyle, right? When you move there, it's different. So you have to learn to live that life, like,
because you guys are city niggas.
Yeah, and like we city niggas. And we city niggas.
Which is different with me and my lady. We do people. So that's that's the safe haven. That's in our hearts. So yes, tell me more about.
No, for us it's like we had to know. Now the switch.
For you guys it's different.
It's like, oh my goodness, okay. You go a month without seeing nobody.
Without hitting any club.
And when no clubbing. Like, I still haven't been to a club even now, but I've been thinking about it. Yes, I haven't been to a club.
You still feel like...
The thing is, I don't know what clubs are like since 2019 now. So I'm not sure if when I go there, how I'll feel about it. I don't know.
I feel you.
So I don't know what to expect, But I want to go before the year ends. I just want to go to one club, No clubs and all darkness outside. If you don't buy bread when you go in, then you ain't having bread. Unless if someone says they're coming to you.
They'll tell them.
And what are the chances? What are the chances?
Because you're like an hour and a half away.
I even lost some friends because of moving.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm coming. The gravel road. Guys, you're in a farm. There's a gravel road. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? And people are complaining about their cars.
Another sign of friendship also. Because then you look at those things and
And
you're
I'm like, do you miss me or you worried about your car?
like, which one is it?
It's okay for me to be coming to Joburg. I come, like I come to Joburg. So why you don't make efforts?
Also, you feel like, Mina, I would if things were turned
Now,
around.
and I wouldn't even make it an issue.
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't
wouldn't even
make it
come
an
up.
issue.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are petty like that or materialistic like that or whatever.
And people are just people. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was. I don't know, man. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful change, and getting used to it,
And it felt like it had a very health, heal, and spiritual atmosphere even when I got there. That was just in the air.
I don't want to lie. Like that, Zenga, it like when I was talking about healing, that it doesn't end. But within yourself, you will feel, you will be the difference of your healing journey.
Yeah.
When I left Joburg, I was heavy. Like I said, I was, and I'm also happy that I didn't allow my pain to make me angry. That's
Which
the
is
one
important.
thing.
Yeah, very important.
I didn't allow my pain to make me angry. Because one thing I've learned about, when your heart is in pain, your mouth becomes filthy. You see?
Yeesh.
So I never allowed it to,
And words create.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So that, what then you... Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It's like when you allow the pain to... When you wear the pain, then you start to speak the pain.
Yep.
Then the pain becomes your life.
Exactly.
Because you
become what you're consuming.
You're creating. Yeah.
You become what you're consuming. So that's the one thing. Because remember, your mind is very powerful. Your mind has the power to control everything about you. That's why it's important to always watch what you are feeding your mind. Even little things like your mind holds the power to your entire being.
To your entire life.
To your entire life.
Entire existence.
So whatever that goes in that mind, it's your future.
You have to learn to conquer your mind.
That's another thing.
Yeah. Because you have to learn when your mind is just being your mind.
And telling you nonsense that does not exist. And then you want the whole world to think, yeah, all right, yes, yeah, exist. No.
You have to be able to see your own mind and say, boy, this one,
this
one we're not doing it.
In the next minute, you'll be telling me to be Tabo Baxter because,
Yes, which is why I appreciate when you stepped in there at Back to the City. We don't have to get into what was going on, but your timing was amazing because I could have created a whole nother...
Nigga, I saw it from the bar. I was coming out from the bathroom.
Where did you come from, actually?
I came out of the bathroom.
You came out of nowhere because I hadn't seen you the whole night also.
Yeah, I was sitting there at the back in a corner with Boo. They were busy talking the whole night. The whole day, actually.
Yeah. You came with them.
Yeah. So when we were like, no, let's hit the toilet before we go out. And I come out the toilet, I'm like, but you're wearing a cap. I'm like, that's Zinga. I'm like, nah, dog, that's nasty. No. So when I come close, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. No, I allowed certain things to get the better of me. Just
goodness.
In that moment.
Yeah. And you see, the mind also.
Yeah, because I said some things to myself and I was like, actually, okay.
It's time, And the mind goes, it's time.
And once you lock in also, then...
It's over.
The reality also is waiting for you.
And the crazy thing is the people around that are also just like...
Yeah, nobody understood what was happening.
Yeah, man.
Except for
nobody
you.
in situations like that, you don't ask. Why do you ask? Why are you going to ask? You can't ask in situations like that. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
I believe that's what a person needs to do. You can't ask
just
questions.
Jump in.
Just jump in. I mean,
I appreciate you for that.
You're welcome.
You're a real one in so many aspects, and you live it.
It's just me, bruh.
Yeah,
it's me. Hey, it's me. It's like I was saying to you that I only learned later that when it comes to the industry, I must learn that the job. There's a job. You go to work to
learn
your colleagues.
work and then
learn my,
learn to separate.
But now, because we were all hanging out together, we were all working together, it became a safe place in a way. That then later showed up not to be a safe place. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it also does make it fuzzy when you do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, no, we're gonna, because then we also at those stages live together. We all every day. First thing you wanna do, where are those people? Where do we find you? Where are we gonna be? What are we gonna do? It's us.
We grow, obviously. We grow, right? But in the growth, man, I don't know if you remember. That's why I was making that whole example. That's the simplest street example I can make for you when it comes to friendship and success. That whole Mish and his boy thing, That sometimes just because your nigga looks good in that Gucci and the life they live, and you don't like it, be that person who doesn't like it. There's nothing wrong.
It's cool,
But why can't we maintain our friendship? Why? Because your PR says your nigga in the dry clean is not good for the brand? Fuck your PR, bro.
Especially right now, because people live. I feel like social media has been around for so long. It's been just over 10 years now? It's been around for so long.
Was when Twitter was there. Facebook.
Yeah, but just entry level. It didn't have the hold that it has on life now. Like now, we actually 2000. We live in a world where people live their social media lives in real life. So even the narratives that are fed on social media, people go and exercise them in real life, and it'll shock you like, hey, boy, you guys really live like this. That's a bit crazy.
I don't know, hey? Okay, fine. You saying that about social media, ne? Fine. I think now there's like social media stars, like influencers and all that stuff, ne? And back then,
streamers as well now.
Yeah, and things like
that's
that.
The new wave.
All that new wave. Sometimes you can miss the wave, ne? And settle in an ocean. So it's okay. We can miss this wave. We don't know. We might just settle somewhere in Dubai. You can miss. It always goes. You can miss this wave, bruh.
Yeah. Which is very amazing of you to say, because that's obviously that is layered, and a lot of, I feel like I should just give the young people the meat of what you're saying. It's like chasing waves may end you up at the beach, like at the sand, like when then the water goes back without you and you flip-flopping. But miss a wave and you may end up in the ocean is so fire, because there's waves that aren't meant for you.
Not good. That are not for you. They will take you to...
This one it's actually better that you miss this. For your own survival.
And feel no FOMO.
Yeah,
that's why like for me, I feel like spending almost 5 years in the wilderness healing has given me more years and clear understanding of my life's worth, and for me to actually live my life.
Yeah.
More than anything. I mean, like, I'm turning 41 next week, but I feel like I'm 21. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you're alive.
And I'm not just alive outside. Inside, I feel it too.
Because of the health. From here all the way down, yeah? That's
mind,
fire.
Body, and soul.
I can relate to that, because that is what I sort of took the time to do after the cash time thing. Because then a lot of things caught up with me. It wasn't just what was happening in the industry that was hurting me. In looking at that, I then found the things that had been hurting me just as a human being from my personal life. And I realized, I have so much to deal with.
It's a lot.
If I don't, I'm gonna die.
Crash.
Yeah.
You're gonna crash. You're gonna crash.
So I had to, decisions have to be made where it's like, do I wanna be in the public eye and a star more than I wanna be alive?
Yeah, that is the question. That is the question.
And I feel like that crossroad comes for everybody.
It does.
At some point where you have to pick. I wanna be more of a cloud famous or whatever stage you're influencer or whatever stage you're at, or do I want to be healthy as a person and live and be alive and have a real life? And a lot of people, because of the
Toxicity of
not so much, but what fame and clout is made to look like, a lot of people pick that and end up in holes that they can't dig themselves out of.
There's a huge difference between fame and clout, bro.
No, huge.
A huge one.
Huge difference. And a lot of what happens today is clout. Yeah.
If Google doesn't have the history, then what? It's clout.
That's fire. What was your favorite thing to do in the farm, or even now? And by favorite, I mean, what are the things that make you happy, and what are the things you do for fun? Because I feel as though you need that as an ingredient in your life to stay alive as well.
Yes. You know, because of my wellness journey, I've learned one thing: the importance of curating my life in a way that it remains well for me and my family, and I can still enjoy myself, right? So if, let's say I want to go out, I don't expect to be going out every week. Even my mind does not click in that sense.
It's not there, yeah.
It's not there, you know? Like I'm saying, I've been saying I love meditating, right?
Yeah.
And watching documentaries.
Yeah.
Also on wellness, you know.
That's your place. That's your area of existence.
Yeah. And obviously, like, the fashion stuff, yes. But where my heart is, I think also it goes with age. Where my heart and my mind is right now, it's where I was curating it to become over the years. When I started my healing journey, you know, and also remember that whole situation brought up a lot of also intense changes in my life, because you can't say when I'm going through this, then you disappear, and when it's done, you want us to rekindle. Nigga, I don't trust you. Why do I want to be...
You just fucked me up, nigga.
Like, why do I want to be associated with you, you know? So it's now at a point where I'm now working around my healing, things that I've shedded off me, you know, and how I want to go forward, you know. Also, I don't feel any anger towards the industry, and I don't feel any... I don't feel any anger towards
you
people.
Have none at all.
I don't, you know. And I feel like I just want to continue living my life as MOME and still be able to go out when I want to, you know. But my fun continues in my space. Like when I do things, writing, you know, reading, you know, and
things that are you.
Yeah, things that are me that the public doesn't really know, you know, and working out,
things you're not popular for.
Things that I'm not popular for, exactly, you know. And that's basically
I
where
can
I
relate
am.
to that feeling as well, because I remember getting back into the space and having to understand that holding anything against any of these people is just detriment for myself.
And
having to re-accept people into your life, even after, and just obviously you don't put them in the same positions. Never be that dumb. But you don't put the VIP robe. You still let people waltz in and come and, you know, enjoy the fruits.
With a little bit of boundaries there.
Yeah, put a bit of... Now, of course, I'm sorry to pry. You know, I have all the utmost respect. But you did... Speaking on that, you and Mo also went through that. Where... There was a bit of a separation, not too long. Congratulations, I did like that. I was like, because I felt like, wait, what? Not after the whole stay together, did it together.
But there were gonna be after effects, guys. Some guys take their lives. The ones who live longer, they living with something inside that eventually has to break. Remember, I used to be the one that says, go to therapy. Because one day, this thing inside, it's going to break.
You're different. You're different. Because you sat there with that understanding, which I understood when you let him come home. I was like, oh. And I think I remember I said, even in your prayer, I was like, thank you so much for letting my nigga come home. Because, we understand that he had to get that off his system. And
remember what trauma is, right?
Yeah.
Trauma is a person, like, let's say, trauma is you need love, but you don't want it.
Ooh. Can't accept it.
You can't accept it, but you need it.
When you need it the most is when
That's
you can't
when
accept
you can't.
it.
You don't want anyone. You get what I'm saying? That's trauma.
The feeling of not deserving it also in that moment.
Yes.
Feeling like no one should love me.
No one.
Because
that's what depression is.
Because also you can't love yourself
I
at
can't
that
love
moment.
myself.
Yeah.
I can't
so
love
you don't
anyone.
Understand someone else loving
I don't
you.
understand why you love me. Leave me. Let me go.
Yeah. Self-destruction and all of that. Yeah. It all follows.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all part of mental health.
Shit. And you sat there and chose love.
You know, also navigating the
You're a beast.
and also having navigated the whole thing. And I've also studied the depression project.
Fine.
So I understand it has different stages, how it works, you know, and I've always been the person who provides the tools and say, if you use these tools,
if you take this, that, and that,
if you use these tools,
trust me,
you're gonna be fine.
You'll be straight. Yeah.
You know,
it's painful, yes, but you'll be fine.
But you will be fine. You know, and also I think I can hold it because I've always made sure that I'm okay. Me, when I'm saying I'm okay, guys, it doesn't mean that I must come here dressed in my Gucci outfit, whatever. No, you need to understand that I mean inside. You know. I am just feeling so good.
I'm good.
Or I'm good. Like, I don't have any issues. Like, nothing, exactly, you know? And my kids will tell you, like, they know me better. They will tell you.
And to touch on that, that's actually what being now a healer is, aka a doctor.
Yeah.
Because in its essence, you actually have the things you can give to people to say, yo, if you take this, that, and that, it'll put you back into the place you're supposed to be in.
And also when it comes to like mental health and depression, it's always like the tools are actually psychological tools.
Yes.
You understand?
Which is why I'm like, that's where the actual healing is. It's like, you don't
expect me to come with a bottle of Hennessy and then no, dude, you're going to die young.
Or medicine.
Medicine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pharmaceutical stuff.
These are the medicines.
These are the tools. Yeah. You get these, you can fly. Because this thing does not go away. It needs you to manage and understand yourself better and know the spaces you don't want to be around. Don't be around them, you know? Because in our Black community, it's a myth.
Yeah, people don't want to
don't want to talk about it because Kono uncle Wako went crazy and never came back home. Why? Because nobody gave him the tools. It's to manage the mind and the heart. Don't let what your head is telling you confuse your heart. Because when your heart is confused, your whole body shuts down.
Yeah, that's when you glitch and
now
that's when the panic attacks start coming in and because things are not moving.
Now things are not moving because
your body is...
And another thing, what you see can confuse your mind. Because when you're seeing what you are seeing and you are telling your mind, and your mind is like, bruh.
And a lot of the times what we don't actually understand is our eyes see our perspective. So even if that's not what is... I see it that way because that's what I think.
That's why I'm telling you that your mind is the one that when your eyes
the whole
see
movie
that
for you.
And your mind is like, nah, nigga. That thing must always be still. It must be, you know, you must always do things that will heal your mind.
Yeah.
Because your entire life, depends on it.
Is your mind,
even your
yeah.
health, your entire health. It's your mind, and that's what it is. And right now, like I was saying, like with the Black community, we take mental health. I don't understand. And me being mean, even when I visit my relatives, my family, I want to have these conversations. I want to have these conversations.
I have them ngengani. But
I
sometimes
wanna
you can
have
see them
them.
bounce off and you say,
like I had umamncane wami. And I was just talking to her about the spiritual history of the family. And I felt like she's the one that I know when she talks. She'll tell me,
She's open.
And she's like, hey, one put the question telling her that's all. I'm like, no, now when you've got a problem, because now she has a problem with her leg. And my grandmother that I never met had a problem with her legs. So I'm trying to see in the bloodline, what is this problem? But it seems like when you ask about it, you are asking...
Don't go there.
I didn't get the answers.
Which is probably why it's been avoided in the whole bloodline.
Yes.
Because people have reacted the same way over, which is what breaking generational curses is.
And I told my family knows.
You're supposed to be the one to react differently to the thing that has plagued the family.
Exactly.
From the top all the way to you now.
From the top. And they know about it. They'll even say, no, man, no, no, but I'm like, what is it? What happens?
And who's gonna stop it? So we all just gonna let it.
How carry on, Tina? We have kids now. They must also go through. Why can't we talk about it? No, they won't
figure
talk.
It out.
So I said to my uncle, I'm gonna come visit him. Let's see how it goes with him, so he can tell me what really happened.
Also, as Black people, we do lean into the high-low njena vele. Which is where people then get comfortable with their demons.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, no, mina vele, I'm like this. And people
also
expect everyone to accept it.
Yes. And because in our Black homes, things are just thrown under the rug.
Yeah, the sweep under the carpet thing is very much...
Hey, it's very big, It's very, very big. And... even things that really, really are concerning.
Yeah, everything.
Why can't we talk about this?
The carpet is literally like this. It's like, guys, but are we serious?
But you see now, the sad part is that they don't understand how this thing is also a major contribution to depression in the Black society. And
facts. And the broken families.
Yeah.
Even those that stay together are still broken within.
Yes. And you ask yourself that, so would you rather raise children in a toxic space like that? Because why? There is no healing conversations between the parents.
Yeah.
You understand? To say, umama ati baba, you need to heal.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
We need to. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, see, let's pause everything.
Let's pause
right
everything.
Now, can we address this thing?
Even my 10-year-old Kumo can tell you that in this house, we don't shove things under the rug.
Brilliant, by the way.
She tells you straight. She's like, in this house, we don't sweep things under the rug. We talk about it. So you're going to talk about it, you know? So, because I'm not trying to raise kids who are going to be problems in their own relationships in the future.
For some reason, we seem to be more comfortable with embracing toxicity than healing.
Not some reason. Don't even try and ferry test this thing. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Because if we were not, we would be having these conversations.
Yes.
You understand? I think for me, my kids would be very shocked later in life if they have issues and we don't openly discuss them.
And you don't sit down and say, okay, guys.
You know what I'm saying? So they know that anything, whatever that bothers you or whatever, we discuss it, you know? So that, because what happens is this now, the childhood trauma, it starts now.
It starts at childhood.
Then later on, your children are so problematic in their relationships. They're problematic, you know, they can't relate. They can't even work in a team. You know, like these things.
Small little things. And they create a problematic life.
You understand what I'm saying? So that I prefer that. I would even say to Kumo, tell me. Mama, I can't tell you the whole story. I will
No, tell
listen.
me,
I'm not
it's
in a
fine.
rush. Whatever it is, from when it happened or whatever. Like every day after school, how was school? We're gonna talk about the whole day. What
whole
happened?
thing, yeah.
Don't
give
it's
me
our
highlights.
thing. We will be having lunch after
That's
school and we are
fire.
talking. What happened? You know what I'm saying? So that they are able to express themselves. Like somebody was saying to me that, a friend of mine in December, she came by for Christmas and she said, give TK a drink. I'm like, why? He's like, how? TK is grown. Okay, he's turning 21 this December. I'm like, yes, he's grown, but what does a drink have to do with it?
What's drinking have to do with?
You understand?
And why is drinking the first thing to do?
Yeah, why?
Why is-
I was like, no, friend, kid December, he must have a drink. I said to you can ask TK, I've never had a drink with him. And I don't think I ever will. I can even die without having a drink with any of my
kids.
kids.
You can be his mom forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can die and
That's fine.
not even have a drink with him, because I am not trying to instill things that have potential in destroying his own family that he hasn't started.
Yeesh.
His own family that he hasn't
Fire.
started. What if he becomes addictive and the only thing he will remember is that my mom taught me to drink?
Also, my mom was the one who opened the gates and
My
said,
mom was the one who said, and then what if he
let's
can't
go."
handle it? What do I do then?
Yeah.
Then Mina Manje, I must be bothered by TK's partner crying because TK is drinking himself out.
Now you must comfort her.
So I must come now and comfort
you
her.
must figure out his now terrible marriage and because of your guilt, because you'll know.
Over a
this
drink.
was me. Yeah.
He can have this
And who are
drink
you
when
trying
he's
to
30.
impress?
Who am I?
Who are you trying to
Exactly.
impress?
Exactly.
You're trying to be a cool mom. Say, and I remember I tried my luck. I had to respect it with my dad because I'm grown now. Also, I can bring around my lady. So we're out there. We're having a lunch. So I'm like, because obviously I don't want to play with him. So I'm like, yo, would it be disrespectful if I ordered a beer? It's like, the was so immediate. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
I don't
never
I've told
trying
him
that
before.
one ever again.
He must not even try it.
Yeah, forget it.
No, he must forget it. Even my daughters, they can forget it. I'll never drink with my kids.
You can go drink wherever.
Yeah. And they not in my space, yeah.
And you don't ever have anything in you that says you are curious about how they are when they do consume?
It's not even that. It's the fact that I am scared.
I mean, if they
this
are
thing will
gonna
taste
consume.
nice. You see, I even spilled on myself. Now it tastes nice.
Nice.
So tomorrow it's gonna taste nice again, and tomorrow it's gonna taste nice again. My thing is that I'm raising kids, right? And I am not sure of how they will be good at their intake of alcohol.
Yeah.
So the
Which is
minute
fair.
I'm the one who's now able to be having drinks with Tiki, even when we go out for lunch, he orders a drink. He's never done that. So he orders a drink in front of me. I'm the one who's enabling the whole thing.
Yeah.
You understand? So now then, I don't know my kid's weaknesses or whatever. What if he becomes addicted to this beer or this cognac or whatever? Now, whenever he has money or whatever, he thinks about this cognac.
That's the first thing he wants to do. Yeah.
You understand? And I'm at no point to control it because now he's grown.
Doing his own thing.
He's doing his own thing.
Life,
but now the problems must come to me when they happen. Or when he can't even build his own family. I must now... I must...
You have to run around his life and clean up his messes.
You know what? Prevention is better than cure.
I swear to you.
So I wouldn't be trying to figure out my mom has never touched alcohol, so I can't be running Mina up and down for my kids. How embarrassing is that? To the whole family generation, kabang.
You'd be the first.
Kabang. Just because I could not say no to my kids.
You don't want that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take our bathroom break, proudly brought to us by gold label, black label, because it's running through me. We'll be back in a second.
Trading on this new platform, Pocket Broker. It feels what you want before you want it.
Get convenient withdrawals with over 50 payment methods. Get ahead.
It's me again, your friendly neighborhood lord of all love, and apparently now your financial advice too. As we all know, December is around the way, meaning wifey is gonna need a vacation, the kids are gonna need Christmas gifts, the partying doesn't stop, and my question to you is, do you have enough put away? And if you don't, do you not know of Pocket Broker? I don't get it. Now trust me, I know what you're thinking. I don't know absolutely nothing about trading. Yes, well, neither did I before I met Pocket Broker. You know why? Because they simplify it. So much so that they allow you to follow expert traders on their app. What do you mean? Not just that, you can also copy their trades. Are you crazy? You may not actually have to know how to trade. Just find people that really are good at it. Now, not only am I plugging you, I'm plugging my people in real life.
Come on now.
This is my guy, Lou. I know for a fact you're sitting here on that app. Keep it a stack. We're not playing. It's that simple. Find yourself a spot where you can enjoy the sun by the palm trees. Get on Pocket Broker. Your pockets will never be broker than they are now. Big business.